Imagine a robot that learns to tap dance and gets it right on the very first try. Sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, right? Well, Tesla just made it real, and that's just the beginning. In today's video, we're breaking down how this dancing robot could change everything, what Elon Musk just said in Saudi Arabia, and why the car industry is feeling the heat. Let's get into it. Tesla's been all over the headlines again, and not just because of cars. There's a robot that dances, an announcement in the Middle East that caught everyone's attention, and numbers from the auto world that tell a story people aren't talking about enough. So if you're wondering what's really going on with Tesla and the future of tech, you're in the right place. Let's start with something that feels kind of wild. Tesla showed off their Optimus robot, yes, the humanoid one, and it was dancing. Not just moving randomly, but actually tap dancing without falling. And what's really impressive isn't just the dance, it's how it learned to do it. Tesla trained this robot entirely through simulations. That means the robot was taught how to move, walk, balance, and perform routines, all in a computer. Then, when they moved that learning into the real-world robot, it performed the dance on the very first attempt. And it didn't fall. That's a huge deal. This shows the robot's not only capable of movement, but it has strong control, balance, and coordination. And that opens the door for more advanced work. We're not just talking about dancing, we're talking about factory work, warehouse jobs, even helping around the house. Now this might look like a fun demo, but it points to something much bigger. If a robot can learn complex tasks in a computer and then apply them physically, it can be used in so many real-world places. And fast. Tesla is trying to build a robot with both a strong brain and a strong body. The brain processes information from the world and decides what to do. But if the body can't carry out those actions, it doesn't really matter. So they need both parts to work well together. This dance showed that the robot's physical side is coming together. It has the motors, sensors, and mechanics to pull off detailed movements. The next step, connecting that to real-world thinking, decision-making, and jobs that matter. That's when we'll start seeing real use cases. Now, while all this was happening, Elon Musk made a pretty big announcement in Saudi Arabia. He confirmed that Tesla plans to bring 3 of its major technologies to the country: the Optimus robot, the self-driving robotaxi, and Starlink. Why? Does this matter? Because countries like Saudi Arabia, which are quickly growing and modernizing, might skip old tech completely, just like many skipped landlines and jumped straight to mobile phones. Imagine what that means for self-driving cars. If there aren't enough drivers but the roads and rules are ready, robotaxis can step in fast. It's cheaper, easier, and scalable. Plus, if there's no driver to pay, you can afford to keep a car waiting instead of rushing people around all day. And when it comes to robots, that's even bigger. You can print quote-unquote labor, as the video said. Meaning, once the tech is ready, countries can make as many robots as their factories and materials allow. Human labor is limited. By birth rates, robot labor isn't. There's also something very important happening here. Fertility rates are dropping across the world. That means fewer people, fewer workers, and potentially slower economic growth. But if robots can step in to do useful work, build things, fix things, move things, we have a whole new way to keep things going. That's why places like Saudi Arabia are so interesting right now. They're investing in new tech, skipping over older systems, and trying to become leaders in innovation. And companies like Tesla are lining up to offer the tools that could make that happen. In fact, there's a big AI summit happening there right now. Elon Musk is there. Sam Altman is there too. And there's talk that maybe they'll finally patch things up, although some people think that's unlikely. Now let's switch gears a bit and talk about the auto industry. If you've heard people say that Tesla's in trouble, there's more to the story. Yes, their sales dropped recently. Yes, their earnings report wasn't great. But guess what? Their stock shot up by about $100 after that report. Why? It looks like Wall Street is no longer treating Tesla like just a car company. Investors are watching what happens with the robotaxi and the robot. Those are long-term bets and they could change everything. Meanwhile, other car makers are also hurting. Ford's deliveries dropped 7% year over year. That's a big number for such a large and experienced company. Rivian saw its sales drop about 30%, way worse than Tesla's 10% drop. So when people say Tesla's losing customers, you have to ask, where are those customers going? Not to Rivian, apparently. This points to a bigger problem in the car market overall. People just aren't buying as many vehicles right now. But here's the twist. Even with sales down, electric vehicles are still where the growth is. EV adoption hasn't stopped. In fact, the companies pushing for the cheapest electric cars are the ones seeing the most potential. Tesla's working on a compact EV and its Robotaxi program, which could bring down the cost of transportation by a lot. Other companies are aiming for $20,000 electric cars. That's the sweet spot. Affordable, efficient, and future-ready. Gas car makers took way too long to catch on, and now they're stuck. Many waited years to shift toward electric cars, and by the time they started, Tesla and others were already far ahead. As the video said, it's like a train wreck you could see coming. Let's touch on something political. The US government currently gives people a $7,500 tax credit for buying an electric vehicle, but now there's talk that this might be taken away. Some people in Congress are pushing to remove that credit, even though oil and gas still get subsidies. That doesn't seem to make much sense if you want to move toward cleaner, cheaper tech. But here's what's interesting. When that news came out, Tesla's stock didn't drop. In fact, it might have even gone up slightly. Again, this shows that investors are thinking long-term. They're focused on Tesla as a tech company, not just a car company. To wrap things up on a fun note, let's take a quick look at how the speaker set up his mobile studio in a Cybertruck. He's using Starlink internet, connected through a simple setup in the back of the truck. He powers it through the vehicle, sets it to camp mode, and gets around 150 MB per second down and 15 MB per second up. That's more than enough to work from anywhere. And yes, he even turns on the AC and plays some music for his kid while getting work done. A true work from anywhere setup. It's a fun reminder that these new tools aren't just ideas. They're already being used in real life. So here's what we're seeing. Tesla's not just making cars anymore. They're pushing ahead with robots, self-driving taxis, and satellite internet. And while the broader car market is struggling, Tesla is shifting towards something much bigger. The Optimus robot isn't just for show. It's a sign of where things are going. The announcement in Saudi Arabia proves that Tesla wants to go global with these ideas. And even with some bumps in the road, people are still betting on the company's vision of the future. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps. What do you think about the dancing robot? Or the idea of robo-taxis all over the place? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We've got more updates coming soon, so stay tuned for the next one.